So the story of this commission begins in September 2021 with a phone call from Dr. Simon Bird, headmaster at Handsworth Grammar School in Birmingham in the centre of the UK. So in the main hall of the school is an existing window by Benjamin Warren, and next to it is a clear glass window. So I was invited to put forward some design ideas for a new stained glass window. So I put my designing hat on and got busy creating some designs. And I made a little video vlog of the design process. So here's a couple of snippets of the design stage for this exciting new project. So this is the really interesting stage where I'm just developing the color palette for the design. I've got the basic structure in place. I've got the basic idea of the elements that I want to include in the design, where the saddle bars, where the supporting bars are going to be, where the main lead lines are going to be, and getting this sort of general flavor so that I know how the design is going to be viewed from a distance. And I'm now getting a bit more granular, and I'm now kind of getting into the detail of exactly how those various elements in the design are going to work and what the color palette is going to be for that. So this is the lovely part where we're sort of creating from scratch. We're creating ideas as we go, and I love this stage. I love the designing, because anything is possible at this stage. You can design the window in any way that you like, the color palette that you're happy with. So there's a sort of a great freedom. As with most of my designs, I start with drawing sketches on large pieces of paper and just work the ideas through on paper. I love working with pen and paper, coloured Caran d'Ache pencils that you just add a little bit of water to, adding some watercolours and just playing with different approaches. The design evolves, as you can see, from the early stages through to the later stages with this design. But basically I'm just experimenting and playing with different ideas that are then scanned into the computer, and then I work with things like Photoshop and I place those initial design ideas into the location, and I get a sense of what the finished design might look like. So this is more the way that I'm working on, where there's a bunch of poppies in the center of the design, and I worked up a finished design that I was pleased with, and it was all going really well, and I thought, yeah, this is great. I was really looking forward to starting it, and then the unthinkable happened. So basically, on the 17th of May this year, I went into hospital for a colonoscopy, and that same day I was told I had bowel cancer. It was pretty obvious to the consultants that that's what they were looking at. And paradoxically, that was the day before the first episode of a brand new TV series which I was involved with aired, which was The Princess Mastercrafters, starting on the 18th of May. So it was just a bit of a blow to get that news, but I was determined to try and be optimistic. I think it's fair to say that I underestimated what an impact it would have on my strength and my resilience and my energy. I had tremendous support from my wonderful wife and family, but I did underestimate, I think, how much it knocked me sideways. So I was very pleased to have the operation to remove the cancer, and I spent quite a long period of time just recovering. But eventually I was able to have enough strength to start actually making the window. So here's the early stages where we are drawing up the cartoon full size, creating a cut line before painting the window on our light table. You can see the sections here are held in place with little blobs of plasticine, and some of the different techniques at play, such as working with transparent enamels. It was really fun using different techniques, including transparent enamels, to create the crests. The crests have a lot of different colors on a single piece of glass, so I was using transparent enamels to create lots of different effects, and making little tutorial videos just showing those techniques so that it might help others along the way to work with enamels as well. It's always fun to demonstrate the work as you're actually doing it. You can see here some of the combing techniques that I use, where I just used small combs on unfired paint to create this almost woodcut effect. And here are some pieces of etched flashed glass in the process of reproducing this shield with the lion rampants and the fleur-de-lis. And the center part are the poppies. Now, the poppies symbolize the fallen in the 2 world wars. So this is one of the key parts that I was asked to include in the design. As well as a celebration of graduation and sport and music and academic work. There are a variety of different visual representations of key parts that the school wished to celebrate in this window. Here are the panels being soldered together in the traditional way with blowpipe solder and some flux. Finally, we were able to install the window, and it's just fantastic to see individual panels being assembled into the completed design. It's really the first time that you get to see the finished effect after having lived with it for months in the studio. And this was installed a couple of days before we had the dedication service. At the end of the dedication service, I was able to grab a quick conversation with Headmaster Dr. Simon Bird and Deputy Headmaster Chris Conway, just to get their reaction to the finished window.
It's absolutely wonderful, Derek. We couldn't be more pleased. It is beautiful, it's stunning. Even the most truculent student here loves it. We had a lovely service today, and it was great that you could be here, and we are very grateful for all your and your team's hard work and dedication. But more than that, the fact that you really worked with us, you've allowed our students and staff to come and visit your studios, which I thought was absolutely wonderful.
As Simon says, a thrill to be here. It's the first time I've seen the window. People have been sending me photographs, but yeah, I heartily endorse what Simon said. It's just fantastic to see our sort of vision, our idea come to fruition, really, and a lasting legacy. And you know, we pay tribute to your remarkable skills, really. It's something that's going to be here when we're distant memories, and we're absolutely thrilled. It's fantastic. Well done.